Hi, my name's Dana with Veurinks RV Center, and today we're going to do your video show through on your 2017 Vacationer. We're going to start at the front and outside of the unit, work our way around, and then we'll head on the inside. First thing we have here is our portable water inlet. This allows you to fill your fresh tank, and what the fresh tank does is if the park you're going to does not offer city water to plug in, this puts water into about a 50-gallon tank in which you can run your water pump to all your lines, sinks, showers, toilet. So you just put a hose in there and fill it up. Once it's full, it'll start spurting out. And it does have a lock on it too, and that is on your keychain. Now once that water is filled up in your fresh tank, like I said, this is a pretty big tank. People don't use all the water in it, but when you're done camping, if you need to empty that tank or for winterization, there's a nozzle here you can turn. You'll turn it to the left and it'll empty all out. It'll take a few minutes to do, so just wait till it's done emptying. Each compartment has its own light switch in there too, so you don't have to worry about looking in the dark. You'll see just fine. More storage in here. Close right here. This is a gas engine, takes regular unleaded fuel, not diesel. So just remember that when you're going to the gas station. Other thing to remember when you go to a gas station is to not have your water heater on. Any open flames or sparks could, potentially cause danger. Okay, right here we have our water system, and it's for your hookup. You can also fill your fresh tank here as well. There's a little nozzle right here that kind of tells you what's going to do what. So right now it's on normal. What normal means is you've already put water into your fresh tank and you want to run the water pump. You can connect a hose right here, and if you want to fill your fresh tank from here, you'll just turn this lever to the left that says tank. Once the tank's full, like I said, you'll turn it to normal and then turn your water pump on. You have the ability to turn your water pump on from right here or on the inside of the unit. If you have city water hookup at the campground you're going to, you turn this down to city. You'll no longer need your water pump. The water's pressurized through your tubes on the inside of the unit, so it'll come right through your sinks and faucets and toilet. If you need to winterize your unit, you'll turn it to this side. And usually you hook up, there's a small kit you put with your water pump that you plug into a gallon of antifreeze, and then you turn your pump on and it sucks antifreeze through. You open all your faucets and sinks, and once you see the pink antifreeze coming through, then you know it's good, and then you're good to winterize. Now when you're done camping, you want to get all the water out of your lines. What you'll do is you'll drain these low point drains. One's for hot and one's for cold water. And they'll drain right down into here, and there is an opening for it to pour out. Otherwise you can unscrew this as well. If you want to get the water out quickly, it will do it gravity, but you can turn on the pump and it'll pump it out quicker. Oftentimes on the monitor panel, there's a gauge that reads how full your gray tank and your black tank is. Your gray tank is water that is being dispensed and done with through your shower, your kitchen sink, and your bathroom sink. And then the black tank is everything that goes through the toilet. And sometimes on those monitor panels, it'll say that it's full, even though you know the tank is empty. Sometimes debris gets caught on those sensors. There are 3 sensors. There's a 1/3 full, 2/3 full, and completely full sensor. So if you want to get some of that stuff off the sensors, you'll plug into what we have here as a sandy flush. And it kind of sprays water in, allows the water to break down whatever might be clogging or being stuck on the sensors itself. And right here you do have a 12-volt reception and TV input, so if your park you're going to offers cable, you can plug into that and that'll go through your unit into your TVs. Also have 110 adapter, so for regular outlets. And then this right here is your gray and black tank where you drain them, so all your wastewater. This unit does come with a 10-foot hose, and the hose would simply attach right to here. And then you'd funnel it right through this little opening down here. That would go into whatever waste carrier your campsite provides. Always want to open your black tank first and then open your gray tank. By doing that, all the gray wastewater can wash away the waste from the black tank, the toilet. Okay. So this does come with a small outdoor shower, so if you need to rinse your feet off, you have that capability as well. The unit also comes with a generator. It's an Onan 5500. Not a whole lot you need to do on that. It does require oil changes every once in a while, but you know, your local RV dealer can handle that, as well as the engine oil change and filter. Again, you don't want to have that on if you're around a gas station. In here is the housing for your power cord. Your power cord is a 50 ampere cord. Some parks don't offer 50 amp service, so we do have a 50 to 30 amp adapter for you. It's called a dog bone adapter. So your line would plug into here, and then this would plug into whatever the park has to offer. Also, they do come with 15 amp adapters as well, which plug into household outlets. With that small of an adapter, you don't want to run everything in your unit, such as AC, your fridge, all the lights. It's just too much power, and it can't. It's not enough power to come through and power all those appliances. So, and actually, you don't have a 10-foot hose; you have a 20-foot heavy-duty hose. So this is what you would attach to your black and gray tank release valve. Okay, now on the back of your unit, there are 3 components you need to know. The first is your backup camera. That is controlled through the front dash that you can see in the cockpit when you're driving, and I'll show you how to work that when we get up there. It is nice every once in a while to get up there, make sure that the lens is clear, there's no dust or debris on it that could handicap your view. Down here you do have the option to tow, so you do have a built-in hitch and a Mintra 7-way plugged in too. And of course, where you would put your license plate. And then to get to your roof, kind of hard to jump up that high, so you do have this ladder extension. In order to put it on, you'll put it at an angle around the first step, let it drop down, and you can walk up it. This is a walkable roof, so don't worry about falling through. And on the passenger side, storage units. Lots of storage space in the first 3 compartments. So normally we can store your ladder, your dump hose as well. The storage in here, as well as fluid for your hydraulic lift system. They are the stabilizer jacks that you would prop up when you're in park and you want to camp. Here we have our hot water heater. Now this hot water heater is electric and it is gas. Both switches for that are on the inside monitor panel, which I will show you. Just a few things you need to know about this one is their top component right here is a pressure release valve, and down here is the plug for everything. If you're done camping and you want to empty this out, which we do recommend, some people like to leave water in there, but after time water becomes stagnant and stale. You wouldn't want to drink it, and you wouldn't want to shower in it either. But what you'll do when you empty this out is first you'll release the pressure. Make sure your water pump is off first, then release this pressure. Water will come out, and then you'll unscrew this. You probably need a socket wrench for that because they are supposed to be on there snug. Now when running your water heater, you don't want to run electric and propane at the same time. All that heat's not good for the inside of the tank. It can damage it. But if you need hot water real fast, turn them both on, but once your water's at the temperature you want, turn one or the other off. It's a little bit more common sense to conserve your propane, so most people just use electric. And if you do have the gas part of this component on, it will come out of here through the vent, so it will get pretty hot, so just be careful. Right here we have the vent for our furnace for the master bedroom, and the vent for the main living quarters is over there. Just want to remind you again, it gets really hot. I wouldn't put anything out in front of here like plastic chairs or anything that could melt or catch fire. Down here, just more storage room as well. And some more storage in here. Storage. Definitely not going to run out of room on this one. And these storage bins, I should say, on this one and that one, they do go all the way through. So if you have long tables or anything, you know, that you need to fit, they will. Over here we have 3 different components that we need to know. The first is our liquid propane, our LP. It's pretty basic. You can go to just about any propane stand that can fill them up. They have a special hose that feeds into this cap right here. Right now this is the vapor and we do have it in the on position. It is open, but if we need to turn the gas off, we can turn it all the way to the right. There is a gauge right here that tells you how full your tank is. E, empty, quarter, half, 3/4, and full. So it looks like we're about 3/4 full. So that's good. It should last you for quite some time, depending on how much you use your gas. And then up top we have our inverter. The inverter, what that does is it converts 110 power, so power that you're plugged into a socket, and then it turns it into 12-volt power. And there is a disconnect switch for that if you need to conserve that. And then this is the battery control center. There are fuses on the inside of it. So if one ever blows, kind of give you an idea, it's, you know, mainly 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 amp fuses. So it's always nice to have some extra ones with you. I wouldn't get too deep into that unless you're certified or know what you're doing, because it can cause long-term problems if you don't know what you're doing. So this unit comes stocked with 4 entertainment systems, TVs to be, one of which is outside. There's a small compartment here that does have a lock on it, so you don't have to worry about someone stealing it. Let's flip up from the spring. Comes with a deck, an audio deck, 2 speakers, and then the TV as well, and then the remote control. This does have the DVD player built into it as well, so you can watch movies off this. You have a power auxiliary hookup, so you can hook it up to your phone. Bluetooth capable, obviously AM and FM, and CD player. Now on your unit, on the slide outs, right above them, they have slide toppers. And what slide toppers are like miniature awnings that protect the roof of the slide from debris, water, anything that could come inside the unit and, you know, just be contaminated. As well as your awning, which I will show you how to work right now. You have a control panel right here. You have this controls all your slides and your awning. This is lights and other lights. And these right here are battery disconnects and choices. So you can choose main batteries or auxiliary batteries. Right now we're running on main batteries, that's what you want, but if for some reason they go out, you can always switch to auxiliary. Now for your awning, you see awning in and awning out. What we're gonna do is hold down awning out, and if you see, it'll start to come out. And you gotta keep holding this button down, and once it's all the way out, it will stop by itself. And it's a 3-arm awning system. Now with your awning, you don't want to have this out in anything more than 15 to 20 mile per hour gusts. It can cause harm to them. They're not the strongest. They're not sailboats, so they can flip, they can break. Try not to leave them out overnight as well. Now this unit comes with 3 slide outs, and I want to show you the slide toppers that are on the top. In order to run our slides out, which by the way, these are the buttons for them, first what we have to do is we have to start our engine. So right now I have the engine on, and then you need to engage the parking brake, which is down there and to the left. Once you have that engaged, you are now able to run your slides out. So this is our dining slide out. This is our galley slide out. And then the bedroom slide out is in the rear. I'll show you that in a little bit. So we're just going to hold that button down until it's all the way out. And now I'm going to do the dining slide out. One thing you'd like to know when you're running the slides in, you want to make sure your front seat is in the upright position. If it's leaning back at all, it will break the chair, so we don't want that. All right, now if we go outside, we'll take a look at the slide toppers. So as you can see, right above here is our slide topper. Again, it's just like a miniature awning, and it goes all the way down, and water will roll off it, and you won't get any water in. You do have these rubber seals on the edges of all the slide outs as well, and they help keep contaminants out as well. So people who don't have slide toppers, we always recommend they do them, but you do have them. Always nice to get on the roof and make sure there's nothing on your slide toppers as well when you're done camping. Debris can get up there and it can start to mildew or mold away, so it's always nice to wash them too. Now the control panel for the slide out for the master bedroom is just inside the bedroom door. You can control your bedroom ceiling lights, control all the lights in the unit, so if you look down there you can see me, I'll hit all lights, it'll turn them all off or turn them all on. And then we'll run the slide out in the same manner. Oops, that's in. That's really out. There we go. These all the way out. And now I'm going to show you your door, screen door, and step operation. Now anytime you open your door, you have steps that'll come out right below, and they'll automatically go out. When you shut the door, they will automatically come in as well. From the inside, you're capable of locking the handle and a deadbolt. You do have a deadbolt lock as well. 2 separate keys for those. To engage it, and vice versa. Your screen door can come off by itself. And there is a release clip for that as well. So if you just want the screen door, you'll push that up. Get a breeze through here. And I know what you're thinking, big entry hole for any bugs or anything to come through, but this slides over and prevents anything from that. This door also has a lock for it as well, right here on the outside. Right above our main entrance, we have quite a few components we need to know. Our first is our thermostat. This controls the AC and heat or fan in the front unit and in the rear unit, which is the master bedroom. You control which zone you use. So zone 1 is the front and zone 2 is the bedroom. By playing with the mode and system button, you can change whether you want the AC or the furnace or fan, and then you can change whether it's on automatic, high or low, and then obviously your temperatures. Right here we have our level checking, which allows us to see how much water we have in our fresh tank, allows you to see how much gas you have, how empty or full your gray tank and black tank are. Right now the E stands for empty, so you have no water in your fresh tank, there's nothing in your gray waste or your black waste. And like I said earlier, our liquid propane is pretty full. You can also check the battery voltage on your chassis and your house battery. The chassis is obviously the battery that controls the engine block, and then the house batteries are the ones that control all the major functions without the unit. And then you can see how many hours your generator has worked for. This generator's only been on for 5 hours, so it's pretty new. You can control your water heater right here as well. We have the option for electric or propane. Like I said, you don't want both on at the same time unless you really need hot water really fast, but always want to make sure one of the other is off. Right here is just a monitor for your inverter, lets you know how many volts and amps it's getting to it. Not much you need to do with that or play with. It does well on its own. Like down here, you also have another switch for a slide out. This just controls the dining slide out. I don't know why there's not one for each other slide out, but they just have the room slide out for that. And then up here is one way to start your generator. Anytime you start your generator, you want to stop and prime it. So you'll hold down the prime button until that light comes on, and then you'll click the button until you hear the generator kick on. And right now I just heard the generator kick on, so I know it's good. So stop it. Okay. Right above me, right here, is our king jack, and that's your antenna. All your TVs are hooked up to antenna. You just got to make sure that you have your antenna on. So right now, what we'll do is we'll turn it to the on button. What we have here is an attenuator. I can't talk. And this allows you to get better signal. So first, what we want to do is we want to turn it up as far until we can get as many blue dots as we can. If one's flickering, then what we'll do is spin this component around until we get a little bit of reception. So right here you can see as I turn it just a little bit more, we get 4 bars, and that's what we want. It's really helpful when you want to do a channel search on your TVs to see local channels. Now your oven and stovetop are automatic light, so you just turn your nozzle light and then click spark. And it comes on. Obviously this hot air has to go somewhere, so you can click the vent button on your microwave. High and low settings, and you also have light. I'll turn that off. Now with the oven, you have to manually light it yourself. So what you'll do is you'll turn it over to pilot, you'll push the pilot down, you'll light the pilot inside. Once you see that it's lit, you'll wait about 5 to 10 seconds, and then you'll turn it over to your desired temperature. Once you turn this off, the pilot will go out as well. It's a safety precaution. Down below here, we do have a carbon monoxide detector too. If you ever need to test it to make sure that it's working, you just press the test button and it'll make a loud beeping noise. Now in your kitchen, you got lots of overhead storage. And in here we have the plug for your microwave. So if you need to unplug it for any reason, that's where it's at. Kitchen sink, doubled in sink. Now your faucet has the option to do a straight funnel or shower spray. So doing dishes on there, that kind of helps with that. That's the storage below with some waste baskets. And there for utensils. Down here you do have an outlet as well, and some slide-out drawers for kitchen supplies. Let's check out the fridge. Samsung fridge, we have all the fridge component on top and the freezer on the bottom. To open the freezer, you just lift up on this latch and it releases it. You can control the top part and the bottom part. So it shows you right here, this is for the freezer, so you can control how cold it is if you want to power freeze it. If you want more of an energy saving mode, you can put on an e-saver, and then this controls the top part of the fridge. Nobody wants their food at 70 degrees, so we can always turn the coolness down as well. Obviously you don't want food falling out while you're traveling, so there are little locking mechanisms right here. So we'll just keep those engaged. Okay. Aside from the master bedroom, there are 2 other sleeping options available for other persons if necessary. The first is our dinette table. In order to turn this into a bed, you'll lift it up. There's a little tab right here you'll press in and latch that into place. The tabletop is a little heavy, so you want to be careful when lifting it, or maybe use 2 people. Once we have that over there, we want to get the seats into a downward position. So there's a latch we're going to pull right here, and once you pull that, it pulls out nice and easy. And same with the other side. Not a huge bed, but can fit a smaller person. And the other bedding option we have is our main couch too. Which, by the way, does extend into a longer seat. Adds one extra cushion. One thing we want to make sure is that is in before you run the slides in, otherwise that can break off. We'll pull this out. that, and then this cushion will go right there on that. And as for the bed, simple lift up and pull down. Now above the kitchen and in your bathroom as well, you have what we call a fantastic fan. It's a motorized fan that can be powered right here at your control panel. There's a button for it. So right now we want to make sure our vent fan is on. So we'll click vent fan on, and then we want to hold the vent lid up. So we'll click that button. You hold it down, and once the lid starts opening, the fan will start automatically. Right here, there's a speed setting. We have 0, which is obviously off, which you can always have on. We have 1, 2, and 3 being the highest. So you can always keep those speed settings on. The second the fan opens, it'll start. And like I said, there's one in the bathroom as well. Your unit also comes stock with an electric fireplace. There is a remote control for that in your owner's manual. So I can't show you that, but I can at least tell you this right now. In order to use that remote, this needs to be in the on position. You can adjust your heat and the temperature. You can put a timer on it as well, and you can even dim the light so it's not as bright. Your TVs, you have 4 different TVs. I showed you the one that was outside. You have one at the very front of the unit. You have one right here in the living quarters, and then you have one in the bedroom as well. Your living room has a Blu-ray 3D DVD player as well, and that'll be up here in this cabinet. If you want to install a normal DVD player or any smart configurations to watch, shows such as Netflix, HBO, for your smart TV, you can install that as well. Let me show you the TV in the master bedroom. So here it is. If you want to get to any of the cables and stuff, you just pull this door open. You can see back here, there's a lot of different hookups for antenna, satellite systems. When you have your antenna, like I showed you the Jack King antenna booster, you want to make sure that the antenna booster is on. It's a small light in the back of here. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe not. We'll try to get a better view here in a second. Yeah, you want to make sure those components are on before turning on your antenna or cable or satellite. In the master bedroom, in the far closet, we do have some accessories you can use in your unit. Things for the kitchen, components you can use in your microwave, some stovetop components as well. Also in the bedroom, under your bed is a great area for storage. If you have some extra things you just need to fit away. And down here, we also do have an extra table that will go in between the 2 front seats in the cockpit. There's a pole right here that would stick in to the floor as mounted, and the table just slides right over top of it. Also in your bedroom, you have another carbon monoxide detector, like the one in the front in the kitchen. It is close to the bathroom, so I just want to let you know that certain things can trigger it, like hairspray, other fumes, so just be cautious of that, cologne, perfumes. You do have light switches for above the bed if you need to do some light reading at night, and there's speakers as well that come from the TV, so a little more surround sound feeling to it. 110 outlets on both sides, and there are USB jacks too, so if you need to charge your phone. Also, if you don't want to go all the way up to the front to start your generator, there is a switch for your generator right here too. Same idea, you want to prime it and then click start. Down here we have our main breaker box. Everything's labeled for you: mains, fireplace, washer and dryer, if you want to install a washer and dryer, microwave, refrigerator, and so on. Okay, in our bathroom we have the main GFCI outlet. Any outlet within 6 feet of a water source is protected by it by law, so if anything trips it, it will click the breaker, so you'll need to reset those. You have other functions here. I told you about the vent you had in here as well. Same idea, make sure it's on, and you control up or down. Turn that on. For your toilets are pretty simple, but When you flush, it only fills up so much. So if you want to fill the toilet bowl with a little bit more water, press it down halfway. It won't flush the water, but water will come in. And then if you need to remove stains or do any cleaning with it, there's a spray nozzle for it as well. Below the sink, we have what we call our hot water, our water heater bypass. It's primarily for winterization. When you winterize and you connect the antifreeze to your water pump, you don't want antifreeze going into your hot water heater. It's not good for the tank. So what we do is we want to bypass it. Water is going to go bypass the hot water heater. So we'll turn it to the on position if I can. There we go. So at that right there, that just means water will not go into it. Obviously, you're going to want some hot water when you start using this, so we'll have it going into it at this point. And our shower. You have a multi-adjustable shower head. You can do some mist, shower, straight line, and this can control if it's on or off. A nice big skylight there for you too, for some natural light. And then in here we just have all storage in these drawers. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to discuss the cockpit. I'm just going to start on this side, kind of go over all the dashes and gauges. Okay, so we'll start with our mirrors. They are electronic, so you can adjust them. If you want to adjust the driver's side mirror, we'll hit the left, and we can adjust all 4 ways, and vice versa with the right. If it's winter and it's snowing or there's ice, fog, you want to get that off that as well. You can turn on mirror heaters as well. Here's your lights, brights, fog lights, and this is your dash lights too. So this will control the dim that's on your dash. Down here is our leveling system, and it's pretty simple. You want to level when you get to the park. Always want to make sure you have some blocks underneath them as well. If you're on soft soil, like soft grass or dirt. If you're on cement or something hard, you don't have to worry about it as much. But all you'd have to do is turn it on, and then you'll click auto. Auto will automatically level all your jacks, and then you can manually adjust things. So if you want your front jacks higher than your left, you'll go to manual and just hold down front and it'll lower those down. And then to get all your jacks up, just click all jacks, retract. Simple as that. Make sure you turn it off when you're done. Obviously you want to make sure your jacks are up before you put it in drive too. On your steering wheel, you do have cruise control functionality as well, just like any standard car. You got windshield wipers, blinkers, and tow and haul here, man. It's nice if you're towing something in the back that you hooked up to a hitch. Right here we have some other different components. We have an auxiliary start. What that is if your chassis battery is dead and your engine won't start, you can pull battery from your house to help start your engine. And all you have to do is you hold the button down and then you start your engine. It'll start up automatically. ICC is basically flashers. Say for instance there's a semi truck behind you and he wants to get around you, so he starts passing you and he doesn't know how long his truck is compared to where you're at in the lane, so you would hit ICC flash that alerts him, hey, you're clear to get back over. Generator switch as well. Utility lights for the fronts above us. Fans as well, controlled here, and then you can work the front shades and front blinds. So obviously the blinds will be more of a blackout, and the shade, you can have the shade down when you're driving, but it will only stop at halfway. And then on the driver's side and passenger side windows are manual shades. Blackout and dimming. Let's turn our engine on real quick. I'm going to show you a couple features. On our Jensen front audio dash, this controls obviously all your music. You can Bluetooth your phone through it. It has a built-in microphone here too, so you don't have to talk loud into a speakerphone. And you can also have your camera on at all times. A lot of people are always worried that the only time they can see out of their rear camera is when they're in reverse. With this one, it's simple. You'll just go to menu. We're gonna try to go to the next page to find our camera. There it is. We'll click our camera. Voila. So we have a camera, and you can always mess with the settings to dim it, make it brighter, and such. So again, it's a CD player as well. You can connect an aux cord and a USB to it as well. 12-volt adapter down here if you need one. And then down there, we have another 12-volt adapter. Just down here, and then we control map lights above us, and then fans on the passenger side. But yeah, that just about concludes our show through for your video tour. If you have any questions, please send them, and I'm sure we would love to answer them as quickly and as conveniently as possible. So enjoy your new Vacationer.